been no official response from the Israelis, despite Hamas announcing that they would release captives on Saturday as part of the ceasefire agreement framework. But it's interesting because the Israeli Prime Minister still held a security and situational assessment in southern Israel that lasted more than 4 hours, and officials say that they went over a wide variety of scenarios there, including a return to full-scale war. It's something the premier has been threatening for the last couple of days, as well as his defense minister, saying that this war would be much more severe on the Gaza Strip if Hamas did not release those captives. But it's important to note that Hamas accuses Israel of violating the ceasefire in many different ways, but specifically by not allowing this critical humanitarian aid to enter inside of Gaza. These are tents, caravans, and other sort of temporary housing structures that Palestinians need in the interim until they're able to rebuild their homes in the later phases of this deal. However, a spokesperson for the Israeli Prime Minister said that Israel is not negotiating for phase 2 and that there are other things on the agenda for them. So Israel is not negotiating for phase 2 and still hasn't had any confirmation about what is set to happen this weekend as part of phase 1.
Muhanad Seloom is Assistant Professor in Critical Security Studies at the Doha Institute for Graduate Studies. He says Israeli leaders are under immense pressure to continue with the exchange of captives for Palestinian prisoners.
I think Israel cannot afford to stop the implementation of the agreement and obviously to continue the ceasefire, which is temporary at this point and it should become a permanent ceasefire in the second phase. But at this point, Israel is under immense internal pressure to continue with the exchange of hostages and bring them back to Israel. The Palestinian side has been keeping its end of the deal. They have been sticking to the terms of the agreement. Yet Israel has been uneasy about the way the agreement is being implemented because they did not expect Hamas to use this exchange or these exchanges to demonstrate that they are still there and that they are still on the ground. And so Israel is looking at alternatives. They used Washington and President Trump to threaten Hamas. We're already 10 days, almost 10 days late with the first phase, with the implementation of the first phase. And the second phase, I expect Israel to request or to impose extensions. And I think because there are no conditions and there are no terms and conditions agreed upon for the second phase, I think Israel is going to impose very tough conditions for the second phase that might push Hamas to refuse it. So what we are up to is the first phase will be implemented according to the agreement, but the second phase is going to be a very tough one, and it would come from the toughness, if you like, it would come from the Israeli side because they are unhappy about the results of the first phase.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.